All right. All right, we live. This is Fresh and Funky. We out here, out in California. It is a Thursday, the 3rd of February. Uh, you know, we just chilling, doing what we love to do. Talk about sports a little bit, give a little bit of personality here. We've been, doing this for a little bit. My sister's now been included for a little bit now, starting this year. So it's kind of cool to have somebody else in here. And me and my sister,
What up? What up? What up? What up?
we always bet the same, or not the same teams, but bet, definitely in the same realm of NBA, college, baseball, NFL, college football. Well, not so much for college football comes on, but
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about our picks from last night.
yeah, the good old picks, the good old picks from last night. Well, I was, I was happy and sad about some of my picks, but I think I did the best I've done probably this
In a
week.
while.
Well, I wouldn't say in a while. I'd say basically this week. I mean, this week I didn't do very well. And let's see. Yeah. All right. So my bets yesterday, it started off with Charleston Southern. They did all right. They did all right for the first half, but then shit the bed and lost by 12. So that screwed me out. Drake, on the other hand, I had them minus the 5. They were able to cover. That helped me out quite a bit. I had High Point plus the 2 points. Well, they got beat pretty bad, so not gonna spend time dwelling on that one. So that was the second L. Vermont minus the 19.5. They freaking cruised. That was like the easiest catch for me yesterday. St. Louis, they were controlling, but then they had to go to overtime, and they ended up winning. So that was a good cover for me. South Carolina upstate, man. They minus 3 again. They were losing to Hampton, and they came back and they beat Hampton in the second half and won the game outright. So I mean, this is the second time that I've they've really covered for me. So that was good. Then I had the over 121 in Dayton in Virginia Commonwealth. That game definitely went over. And then the other game that screwed me was Wisconsin on the money line. They lost to Illinois. So basically Charleston Southern, High Point, and Wisconsin screwed my parlay, my 18 parlay. Other than that, I would have had $327 in my pocket. But that was okay. What was really nasty and ugly here, I'll tell you what, was my first half unders. My first halves. I was doing my first half one, man, and it was just terrible. I only won like 3. I only won like 3 of them. It was bad. It was bad. I just say I picked some teams. I definitely was doing it pretty quick, so I just do it to kind of see how well I do in the first half picks to just kind of decide if I'm going to bet that. NBA here. NBA, there was 9 games, and unfortunately, I won 5 and lost. Yeah, won 5 and lost 4. One of the 4 I lost was the under 225.5 and the hook and the Magic and Pacers. That game went over. The Magic ended up winning 119 to 118. Then I had the over 210 and a hook and the Wizards and the 76ers. And the game went 209. All they had to do was get 2 more points, and I would have covered that one. So that screwed me there. Then I had the under 223.5 in the Hornets and Celtics game. That game, I want to say that game didn't do so. I don't think it did so well for me. I know the Knicks didn't cover. The Knicks got their butt kicked. I had the Rockets. The Rockets actually won. I had the Thunder on the money line plus 575. See if I just had the fucking Thunder and just put all my eggs in that basket. So that would have been good. And then the under 232.5 in the Nets and Kings. I believe that definitely covered. The Nuggets, I believe they didn't cover. They ended up losing. And the Lakers, they won by 5, I believe. It was 90. Yeah, it was like 99. I think it was like 99-95 or something like that. It was some score like that. But yeah, I went 5-4. So not too bad, not too shabby. Probably the best I've done so far this week as far as making my bets. Didn't cash because they're in parlay format. So, but just always like to see which bets I did cover, so that way I can continue betting them and try to bet about that way. But now we'll pass it over to my sister here, to where she can tell you her picks.
Oh, Lord. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? It's your girl. It's your girl, Misery. So, anyways, this whole fucking week, I've been losing 2 games in college, and you can guess what happened yesterday. I lost 2 fucking games again. I don't know what the hell it is with the number 2. I should probably go buy a fucking lottery ticket or something.
22 is your number,
But
your basketball number.
this 2 shit, I want to win some money. All right, it's what the fuck I'm trying to do here. I'm not trying to lose fucking 2 games. You know what I'm saying? So the games that I had yesterday for college, my Marquette on the money line 165 cash for me. Syracuse on the money line 110 that cashed. Oklahoma State lost, so that was one of my losses. I won my St. Louis. They covered the 1.5 on the spread. I also won my Purdue pick. I picked them on the money line. I lost my High Point. I lost that on the spread. They did not end up winning. I won my Xavier pick though on the money line. That cashed for me, and my Clemson 3 on the spread cashed as well. So Oklahoma State shit my bag, and so did High Point. So fuck you, 2 teams, for making me lose $105. Asshole. And NBA, I went 4-4 for my first pick, which is not very good for me. Usually I do a little bit better on that. But the only ones that cashed for me was a Magic on the money line. The Celtics, they got 6 on the spread. The Grizzlies covered 4 on the spread. The Rockets actually won on my money line. And that was it. The 76ers had lost. I lost that. The Mavericks lost, so I lost that. The Nets lost on the spread. And then the Blazers lost to the Lakers last night. So that's why I went 4-4. And then if you guys remember, if you watched the episode yesterday, I ended up I do a crazy pick sometimes. So I did a crazy pick, and I went 5-4, which is insane because I picked all the fucking teams that were supposed to lose, all the underdogs in the NBA, and I went 5-4. So the Wizards had won, the Kings won, so did the Thunder, so did the Rockets. So if you think about that, all those teams, the Wizards have been struggling. The Kings, man, I don't even remember the last time they won a game. The Thunder's been on a pretty good streak right now. The Rockets aren't doing too bad, as where the Rockets at tonight. But yeah, the other teams that lost, the Nuggets lost, the Hornets lost, the Knicks lost, and the Blazers lost. But man, if I would have won that, that would have been 24 grand.
24 grandies.
I mean, 5-4 isn't really too shabby, but you know, especially for a crazy pick, you know.
Right, crazy pick. We don't use algorithms here. We just pick based on what we like and what
I
we see.
just go with my gut when I pick. I pick what I see, what I like. I just pick, and that's how I go about it. But those were my picks from yesterday. Like I said, this college thing, I've been losing 2 games every single day. We're here. It's Thursday now. So we made our bets tonight, and I'm gonna pass it back over to my brother so he could let you know what he picked tonight, and then we'll go to see what the hell I picked.
Yeah. See what we're picking tonight here.
And we'll have the headphone situation done.
Yeah, so that way we can hear ourselves, you know. With that being said, here we're gonna go into the picks here for tonight here. All right. And before we can do that here, let's give you a little update here. We're gonna have a little, we already got some college games already updated. A couple games are already over here. Oh, Kennesaw State and Eastern Kentucky are in overtime. Oh Lord, 60-60 here. Yeah, Murray State is up by 10 right now in the second half. Let's see. Then we got Tennessee Martin and Southeast Missouri State. I actually took the under 150 some odd points, and they're already at 95 points with 14 minutes left. So I'm gonna need like a somebody to blow somebody out here. Hopefully the scoring doesn't go chaotic. But Tennessee Martin is up by 2 in the second half. At halftime, Texas State is taking care of Appalachian State here, 41-29. And just went to halftime right now. Drexel is leading 45-36 over Delaware. We got halftime between the Big East teams of St. John. St. John's on the road is at Georgetown tonight, and they are taking a commanding lead into the halftime with a 7-point lead, 45-38. So those are just the early games that have started here. There's already I think there was 2 games that already went final. Let me show you my phone here and give you that the scores for those 2 games. I don't like to really bet the early games unless it's like Saturday morning when they have a lot of the games going on here. All right, so we got Liberty played Bellarmine. Liberty ended up winning 66-53. Tennessee Tech lost to Morehead State 68-75, so lost by 7. And Ohio, the Bobcats took care of business in the MAC earlier today, winning 81-68 against Eastern Michigan. And a couple games that got postponed, Wichita State and SMU postponed because of the the big storm that's going on right now. Iowa and Ohio State had to cancel and postpone the game because of the storm, the blizzard, and ice, and just tornadoes and all that type of stuff. So make sure you're taking care of yourselves, everybody out there in the East Coast and all that. You're bundled up and you're inside and take care of yourself. Coastal Carolina, Texas Arlington, game got canceled, and then Montana State and Idaho State, that game got postponed as well. So, all right, so now we're going into what I picked here as far as what I betted here. So, like I said, getting in that game here, I have the under 151 in that Southeast Missouri State and Tennessee Martin. So I did pick that game here, and it is at 101 right now, 101. So 50 more points here, or it's at 102 now, 102 now. So we're 49 points here, 49 points away from me not cashing here on a bet when I shouldn't have done that. I had Bryant -2 on the spread today. I got Western Kentucky -2 on the spread. I got Wyoming -1. Or no, at the time I think I ended up getting Wyoming at a pick'em, I believe.
I think it was.
I think I got to pick them, but we'll just say 1 to be on the safe side, just in case. I have Seattle U. I'm taking them on the money line here, plus 215. I'm taking UC Santa Barbara -1. Well, I think now it became a pick 'em. And then I took San Francisco, the Dons. They're playing in Mormon country out there, BYU. I'm not being mean or anything. I know some people. And also, well, my last pick was Sam Houston State -8.5 on the spread line. So if all those bets cash on $1, I'll make $326.51. Yeah. I also went and I did my first half things again here, and we'll read them down here. I had Murray State -7, -7 to cover it the first half. I had Appalachian State at the half, so obviously they didn't cover, so that's a -L right there. I had the over 67 in Drexel in Delaware. I had the under 74 in Georgetown and St. John's. The first half, St. Francis of New York -3. First half, James Madison money line. First half team total under 55 points in Merrimack and Mount St. Mary's. I got the first half team total over 62.5 in Wagner in Central Connecticut State. First half, Utah Valley on the money line. And first half team total under 67.5 in Stenston and Lipscomb. And if all those were to cash here on a dollar bet, that would be $1,069.87. But I did not bet that because I don't. I like I said, I just kind of picking it to see what how good I am. If I can get pretty good at it, maybe I'll decide to bet it one night. So that's as far as that goes. The NBA here, I went with I'm an under guy, so bear with me. I'm an under guy. I love over-unders, and I'm an under dude, so I love the under. I'm an under person. I like the under until it's an over, okay? We take the under in the Timberwolves and the Pistons, the under 226.5. So I believe that game is gonna be it's gonna be one of those games that I think the Timberwolves can win. I mean, maybe the Pistons keep close, but I just think definitely going to be an under in that game. I took the under 224 in the Heat and Spurs. Spurs don't have DeJounte Murray. There's some guys hurt for the Heat, banged up a little bit. So, I mean, and Jakob Poeltl is also hurt for the Spurs. So I don't foresee that to be a high-scoring game. I took the Suns -4 on the spread against the Hawks. I just like that. I think, even Trick or Trey does play. I think the Suns definitely have a good chance to win on the road. They're playing really good basketball as of now. I took the under 223 in the Bulls and Raptors, even though maybe the points can have, but Zach LaVine is a game-time decision. I think that'll hurt the Bulls a lot if he does not play tonight, especially in the road in Toronto. I took the Lakers money line, despite LeBron not playing tonight. I think AD and Russell Westbrook can still get it done against crosstown rivals. Will they play in the same damn fucking arena, Crypto Center? And then I took the over 225 in the Kings and the Warriors. They always seem to play pretty good, play good against each other, whether the Kings have the best roster or whoever out there. And then I added two college games. I took UCLA money line, and I took the over 130 in Hawaii and Cal Riverside. And if that bet covers at $1, I will make $365.50. So those are my bets. Let's see if they cash tonight. So in that Tennessee Martin game now, it's 59-49 here with 11:48 to go. It's basically 108 points right now. So I'm going to be sweating that one out. So I'm going to pass the mic to my sister so she can tell you her bets tonight here on the college and the NBA, and then we'll get to a thing that we like to call, when we started yesterday, called freestyle. So let me hand it over to the Mizzy Miz so she can tell you how the picks go down in the misery world.
All right. Get in the mind of misery real quick.
Mind of misery.
I don't know. I don't know if a lot of people want to be in that, but, that's a whole different segment. All right. So today, I did some a little bit different. So I picked a few teams that I probably wouldn't normally pick, but with the way things are going, kind of just gotta try some shit that's new, So, with my college picks, I went with Appalachian State plus 160 on the money line. I went with St. Francis, New York, -5 on the spread. I went with Florida Atlantic, plus 120 on the money line. I went with Elion. Is it Elion?
Yeah,
Elion, plus 110 on the money line. Then I went with UMKC minus 6.5 on the spread. Last time I picked them, they didn't cash, but before that, I picked them quite a few times, and they've won more than they've lost for me as picking them. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and try them again. Um, and I did a ballsy pick. I usually do not touch fucking picks like this, but I picked Gonzaga minus the 23 on the spread. I usually try not to, but I feel like Gonzaga probably could cover that. So,
Playing where they're playing special.
and on my parlay, I have USC minus 5.5 on the spread. I've picked them as well, and they've done pretty good for me. And my last team that I picked for this parlay is Oregon minus 2.5 on the spread. And if I win, I did risk $1, like I always say, it's always $1. I will win $297.31. So fingers crossed for your girl. Hopefully, I can win some money. And I just made one NBA bet today. So I'm going with the T-Wolves minus 7 on the spread. I'm going with the Spurs on the money line. I don't normally typically like to pick the Spurs, but like I said, today it's Thursday. I'm going to change it up a little bit because throughout the week I've been doing pretty decent. Not that great with the NBA, so I figure I'm going to change it up a little bit. I got the Suns minus 4 on the spread. I have Bulls on the money line. I got Lakers on the money line, which I typically do not pick the Lakers. I'm not a fan. So I'm taking a risk tonight. I got Warriors minus 1,100 on the money line. So that was it, but I parlayed it with 2 college bets, just like my brother did. And I put Belmont on the money line, 1,600. And then I went with Utah State minus 3,500 on the money line, and I risked $1, and that'll be $83. I've never picked Belmont before, and I've never picked Utah State. I didn't even know that was even a fucking name of a college. So, like I said, today I'm changing up a little bit. Like we say, you ain't got to pick our bets, but these are our bets. We're just, giving you our insights on what we're picking and things like that. So, yeah, these are the risks that we're taking tonight, and hopefully it pans out for us, at least one of us.
Right.
You know, for one of us at
gotta
least.
win. One of us got to win, damn it.
Hey, hopefully.
I know. Shit gets crazy sometimes. But yeah, and we're just trying to, we don't recommend these bets as like, oh man, just take it as holy or whatever. I mean, I just go with what I believe that is the best line for me, the best pick that I believe, and whether it wins or doesn't, I stay with my pick. So if people want to roast me and fry me, they can fry me on my record or fry me on why I speak on it, why I took this team, how my convictions are as far as that goes. But with that being said, here we're gonna go down here and we're gonna run down the scores here again here. All right, Kennesaw State over here.
Yeah, we don't have good luck picking them neither.
I mean, I don't have good luck picking these guys, man. And now it is 68-68 at the end of the first overtime with 1 second to go. I don't know who has the ball. Murray State happens to have the lead right now. They're up by 9 right now, 47-38 with 10:45 to go in the second half. We have Tennessee Martin is up by 10 now, 59-49 with 11:26 to go. Like I said, I got skin in that game here in the under in that game. The under 151 to be exact. My sister's got the skin in the game with the Appalachian State. They are down by 9 right now with 15:38 in the second half. So they're making an exceptional comeback here. Drexel is leading at halftime here, 45-36. We had the Georgetown. You have Georgetown, and you had St. John's here, 45-38 at halftime. Some games that just tipped off right now. Wagner is up 5-2 against in Western Kentucky. They're up 7-0 on Charlotte. Bryant is up 5-4 on St. Francis of Pennsylvania. South Alabama and Georgia Southern 0-0. Youngstown State and Indiana PUIU 6-6. Florida International is up 6-2. Troy is winning 4-1. St. Francis of Brooklyn, New York is up 7-4 against Fairleigh. Can't play no basketball. Florida Atlantic is up 7-3 early on in the first half. Hofstra's up 4-3. James Madison and Northeastern. Northeastern just hit a 3, so they're up 3-0 right now. South Florida, Central Florida, 2-2. And let's see, Charleston and William and Mary just started. Ilion just started here. Let's see, Western Michigan's up 5-2. Arkansas Little Rock is winning 17-16, a very low scoring first half. We got 3 minutes and 52 left in the first half of that game. So those games are going on. So we're in the second overtime in Kennesaw State and Eastern Kentucky right now. 68-68 double overtime.
Damn.
Yeah, so we're
So if you pick a certain amount of points,
yeah, that is just So we're gonna go to a thing we like to call I like to call it freestyle here, and it's based on looking at these teams. But today what we're gonna do here, we're gonna do a little bit different here. We're gonna say buyers. We're gonna do buy or sell this team here. All right, we're gonna do the teams obviously that haven't started yet here. We'll look at some teams that maybe people do know, maybe don't know. Me and my sister are going to say whether we buy or sell which team. And we won't, we'll give maybe a little explanation. I mean, kind of why, but I mean. All right, so let's start with this game here. I like this one. Utah Valley, they're 14-6. That's their resume. And Stephen F. Austin tonight. They're 13-8. Which team do you think are you buying that we might be able to see these guys in the tournament? Which team do you believe? I'll go with you first. Ladies first,
I mean, I don't really know anything about either of those teams.
Well, which team will you be buying or selling on? It doesn't really matter. You're just taking a guess. It's a freestyle guess based on who you're buying and selling.
I guess Stephen F. Austin, because I've never heard of the other team.
Okay, I mean, I think I think the same thing. I think Stephen F. Austin. I think we could see these guys. I mean, Utah Valley, they're a really good basketball team this year, but I don't know. I mean, they play in the WAC, so I mean, they probably have a maybe better chance of Stephen F. Austin, maybe. But I think Stephen F. Austin, I could buy Stephen F. Austin more than Utah Valley. All right, let's go to this game. Let's go UCLA. They're number 3 in the land, 16-2. Number 7, Arizona Wildcats, 17-2. Who are you buying or selling?
I mean, I want to say UCLA because they have been winning, upsetting these teams, and Arizona's rank had just dropped dramatically. But I always feel like Arizona is just one of those teams that's just overall good. So I think I'll buy into Arizona just because, like I said, they, were on top and then they kind of just been struggling lately. But sometimes when teams do that, they do bounce back and come back. So
exactly, hey. And, I like UCLA and I like to be big buyers on them, but I think I just think Arizona's been one of those teams that they're having a recovery year. Last year they didn't play so well, so I think this year, you can buy. I think you can buy Arizona. I mean, I'm not saying fade UCLA at all. I mean, they've also beat a lot of teams. They're probably the senior team. A lot of guys that definitely going to be probably leaving that team that were still there last year's run. So, I'm definitely going to buy Arizona here and not sell. I don't want to totally sell off UCLA, but I think Arizona has the better upside. I mean, I'm hoping they don't win tonight. I'm backing UCLA tonight, but I think Arizona, they're a tough team this year. Definitely need to be team to be watched for. All right, let's go with another team here. All right, here's another one here. These two teams. Also in the Pac-12, Washington State, they're 12-7, and you got Stanford, who is 13-7. They're playing tonight in Stanford. Who do you got? Who are you buying, and who are you selling?
I'm buying Stanford because, like I said, I've picked them a few times and they've came up on some big wins. They've won on over some big teams, and Washington State, I really don't know much. I really don't feel like they're even going to be in the tournament, to be honest. So I'd definitely sell them.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it this way. Washington State was actually a pretty surprising team. They beat some teams early. They have Dennis Rodman's son that plays for them. You don't know that, but I do. Dennis Rodman's son plays for them.
Excuse me.
And they have a pretty decent team. But Stanford has come on as of late. They swept USC, and USC's, was a team that made the freaking Pac-12 championship against Oregon State, the Beavers.
Yeah.
And we know what the Beavers are doing this year. They're busy building a dam more than they are building a basketball, building their basketball resume. So I'm going to buy Stanford here. I wouldn't fade Washington State necessarily, but all right, here's a good one. Boise State and Wyoming here. Boise State is 17-4. Wyoming is 17-3. Who are you buying and selling?
Who?
Boise State and Wyoming.
Well, last time these two teams met, I had picked Wyoming and Boise State ended up winning. So I was more pushing to the Wyoming side, but then again, I'm not sure. I mean, they're both pretty much evenly,
Same caliber,
Yeah, so I mean, either team, but I'd say Wyoming just because I think they have a better record. I'm not really sure.
Well, they both have 17 wins. It's just Wyoming has one less loss.
Yeah, so I don't know.
But you said Wyoming lost to Boise, so Boise has the actual upper hand on them.
Yeah, but I feel like Boise State has a better football program than they do
Traditionally,
basketball.
yes.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with Wyoming. I would.
I mean, the same thing with Wyoming. Wyoming is traditionally a more better, football school than a basketball school. But this year,
I'm buying on that one.
So yeah, I mean, I would be the same thing. I'd buy Wyoming. I mean, Boise, they're much underrated basketball school as terms to their football. And Wyoming's kind of known for their football more or less, not as for their basketball. But all right, last but not least, we'll do this game here. The San Francisco Dons are 17-5, and you got BYU is 17-6. Who are you buying? Who are you selling?
Who?
We got the San Francisco Dons and BYU. The Cougars of BYU.
I don't really know much about San Francisco. BYU. I guess I'm gonna go with BYU because I don't really know anything about the other team. So,
all right. Fair enough. My sister doesn't have, depth knowledge of who plays for these teams.
I just know, sir. I don't know any of the, smaller schools. I know mainly.
Well, for me, BYU would be the, obvious answer. But I'm buying San Francisco. I think they're one of these teams that are out of the, obviously playing the West Coast Conference with BYU now. That's in the West Coast Conference with Gonzaga. I think these teams, also have St. Mary's in that division. You got 3 or 4 teams now that are pretty strong in that conference to actually make that conference kind of more relevant than it has been. So, I'd be buying San Francisco, but I definitely wouldn't write off BYU. I think BYU is they're a heck of a basketball school, football school as well. San Francisco is just one of the underrated, colleges most people don't know about. Probably haven't even gone to. Don't even know who's even the alma mater at San Francisco. But that's what I'm looking at here. So that was our freestyle buy or sell segment here, as far as that goes here. And so we got 124 points now, 124 points. So I'm sweating balls now here. I'm sweating balls. So it's probably gonna happen where I'm gonna lose my bet based on betting on a team early here that I probably shouldn't have bet on.
Ooh.
In Kennesaw, man, looks like they're going to triple overtime out here.
Oh, damn.
They're gonna be going to triple overtime, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, this is just, I mean, you can't make this up here.
You most certainly cannot.
And Murray State is up by 11 right now. Well, 12 to go in the second half. We got Appalachian State is down by 11 with 11:19 to go in the second half. Second half, we got 15:03 in the Drexel. Drexel is only up by 3, 51-48. We got second half action between St. John's and Georgetown. St. John's leads 57-40 with 15:56 to go. We got 9:48 to go in the first half here. Bryant is leading by 4, 20-16. We got 14:35 left in the first half. We got College of Charleston beating William and Mary 14-6. We got St. Francis of New York leading by 5, 18-13 with 11:35 to go. We have Florida Atlantic 22-13. They're leading over Louisiana Tech in the first half. We got Merrimack is winning 15-10 in the first half. We got North Carolina A&T is winning 15-9 early on. Let's see, Long Island is winning 20-16 early on against Sacred Heart. We got Georgia Southern winning 18-6 right now against Southern Alabama. We got South Florida and Central Florida, the Battle of Florida right now. South Florida leads 11-8. We have Florida International leading 19-13 against Southern Miss. We have Georgia State up 11-10 against Troy. We have Wagner winning 17-9, 17-7 here with 9:51 to go. And Western Kentucky with 11:23 to go in the first half is winning 25-6 or 25-8 now. I'm kind of glad I rode the Western Kentucky train here. I probably should have stayed off the Tennessee Martin and it Southeast Missouri State should definitely put the over in that game here. Youngstown State leads 19-12 over UIPU, and Lafayette is winning 24-19 in a low scoring game against Arkansas Little Rock there. So we got a couple games about ready to start off here. We got Dixie State, Sam Houston State. We got Utah Valley and Stephen F. Austin. Those two games are about to kick off in about 10 minutes here. But yeah. Yeah, 129, 129 points here, 129 points here. So basically, there's basically no way, no how, unless both these teams just basically clink the buckets, that I'm going to end up winning this bet here between Southeast Missouri State and all that. Let's get some early action here in the NBA here. We got the Minnesota Timberwolves leading 13-5 with 6:59 to go in the first quarter. And we have the San Antonio Spurs leading the Miami Heat 12-9 with 6:04 left in the first quarter here. So pretty low scoring games, you should say right now. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts now on the early action of the NBA right here?
Not too bad. I mean, I like that the Timberwolves are winning. Also, I like that the Spurs are winning because I don't normally pick them, so that's a good sign. I'm liking what I see right now. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I'm liking it.
Liking it so far. So far, so good. You know, I mean, our college bets some of them were kind of shit in the bed a little bit here. But, yeah, Kennesaw State. They're in the third overtime right now. Third overtime.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it literally is. It's to say the least here. But yeah, I mean that's basically the sports show for today here, talking about sports. We mainly just try to keep it generally for today's sports and just, you know, if there's big news on sports and all that. Really hasn't been too much big name. I mean, there's no really big news about if the Major League Baseball season is going to be underway. Um, I don't really want to talk about, you know, Brian Flores was paid to supposedly throw games, and the Miami Dolphins owner guy might, you know, this or that. They might be racists, or, you know, Hugh Jackson's got proof that the Browns tried to pay people to tank, and you know, just a lot of, you know, not so good news, you know. And then this whole, you know, Rooney Rule about, you know, oh well, all we have to do is just act like you know, you know, they want, you know, people always ask why isn't there any minorities in the front offices and all that. Well, I don't know if it's they just want to keep it that way. It's just, you know, kind of like, you know, want to be racist or anything, but the, you know, Masters, you know, all them down there in Augusta, you know, they don't really, they weren't real warm and fuzzy when Tiger Woods, you know,
Right.
you know, and it's just, you know, I mean, let's just say it is. A lot of people are still stuck and set in their ways, and it's an unfortunate thing. But we also got
Definitely
people,
unfortunate.
but we also got a lot of people gaslighting the shit up too. You know, I mean,
Oh,
just
yeah.
just you know, sparking it on both sides to make it, you know, make you know, they're throwing gasoline on the situation, and that's my just thing about what the world and the situation is, you know, a lot of people just not listening to the right people, and then your attitudes, you know, afflict, you know, basically who you side with, and so then that just being made you're already picking a side in the matter when you shouldn't even be picking a side when it has nothing to do with any of us, you know, unless it has to do with the well-being of our humanity. But it doesn't seem like many people even care about that. We just rather sit around here and get on our soapboxes and talk a good game. But when it comes down to really coming to action and coming to put you know, putting words to action, it's a little bit different. When you say that, Misery, like a lot of people talk a good game about talking about making things better
Oh, yeah.
and things of this nature, you know. And like I said, I don't try to get political with people because I mean, at the end of the day, it's not about being political. It's about, you know, we have to discuss what's going on and assess all of the situation that's going on. Because I mean, there's a lot more than just COVID and everything else, and war, Russia, and climate control, and all this other stuff. You know, it's not going to be good. And if we don't prepare, like, you know, things are going to be bad and to brace for the worst, then a lot of us are going to be in not so good shape. And I know, you know, that goes for everybody, myself and everybody else included, you know, that ain't fucking rich and ain't got, you know, fucking silver spoons in our mouth, and we ain't, you know, we ain't from a wealthy bean family that, you know, all that type of shit. We come from people that work their ass off, and you know, it's because they worked their ass off and had to the things that they did, and I'm appreciative of that. You know, my family members that go out there and work their ass off every day, and not just, you know, sit on your ass and take a fucking check and expect, you know, somebody to give you something because you think you're owed or do something, and that's not how shit works. You know,
It's definitely not how it should work.
it's not how it should work. It's wonder why the system and these things have created these things. Have created these things so that way we could be destroyed. And that way that they want us all to be destroyed, and that way they can come in and wipe a clean slate. You know, like it's like when an artist basically takes off the canvas and wants to paint something new. They're ripping off the old and having a clean slate. so they can think and they can paint something of a broader picture. And that's what's going on nowadays. But we don't want to discuss that because people want to have ignorant views and people want to be stuck in just that. And that's fine. You can be stuck in your ignorant ass way, but don't out here act like you're a victim or like somebody else is holding you down when you yourself chooses to be with that. And, you know, that's all I say. You know, I'm not out here trying to argue my point's valid and my point is the way of life. And it's not what I'm here to. I'm here to discuss what's going on. What can we come up with? You know, maybe somebody else sees it from a different point of view and a different side that maybe we haven't seen before. That way we have to take a look at and say, well, shit, maybe this person does have a point. Maybe there's something to that. Let's check that out. But unfortunately, you know, shit is what it is at the end of the day. But, you know, we come up on here to try to give people a good time. I try to speak sports, but I try to speak from the heart. I don't try to knock anybody that has a different view than me or opinion. I mean, you're all safe here. We're respected here to have a discussion. Like I say, if you believe in aliens or you believe in shots or you believe whatever the hell, that I'm going to discredit you and say this and that. I'm just going to say to you, be careful. Be careful what you think is the truth because it might not necessarily be the truth. And we believe it's the truth. And then you know, down the line when the epiphany comes off and you realize you're going to be more pissed off than being told, okay, well, yeah, you were being used, you were being deceived. But that's what happens. You don't get told that you're getting used and abused until you figure out down the line that eventually epiphany, just something comes off your head like, damn, I was getting used. Shit. And it's just, you know, some people it's not their intent, but some people, you know, that's just, you know, means to an end, you know. But that's, you know, we're going to get off here. We're going to get off here and just, you know, go watch some sports and enjoy the night here. Oh, yeah, it's always good when you get the spam. You get the spam in here.
Thanks for the spam. I had some this morning.
Little spams and gigabots. But yeah, we're going to get up on here tomorrow and talk about our sports. It's Friday, so, you know.
Hopefully we'll talk about some wins.
Exactly. Hopefully we'll talk about winning. We'll be winning tomorrow. Well,
I want to win some money.
Money.
Some fidya, dinero,
Some
pesos.
Need the cash, dollar bill, yo. Dollar bill, yo.
Something.
I know. Something's got to cash. Something's got to give.
All right. Y'all take it easy and tune in tomorrow.
Tune in tomorrow.
We'll be here.
We'll be here. Be there or be square.